it's Cage Cat. So I'm going to be talking about my Team Fortress 2 and Pokemon crossover. It's a AU where the Team Fortress 2 mercenaries have Pokemon teams, and before I start on the actual story, I want to go into the actual teams themselves, and I'm going to be starting with Demoman's Pokemon team because it has my favorite personalities. It's because it's like a dysfunctional family, but they still care about each other. Anyways, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get started on this video. So our first Pokemon we'll be talking about is Demoman's partner Pokemon, Gore, guys. It will make more sense once you look at her moveset, which will be put on screen in the final product. But in a nutshell, Gore, guys' personality, she's very chaotic and impulsive, but she has a very good heart. She's very, emotional and doesn't really go on rationality. She's more of going on what she feels like. She's a very big fan of the paranormal and of bombs and explosives and stuff. Seeing how she's Demo's Pokemon, it'd make a lot of sense for her to be into explosives and stuff. Random facts about Gore, guys, is that her favorite drink is Moo Moo Milk. She needs something to keep one of her senses busy, example for her hands, because she has a bit of a background of before Demo found her, she was isolated in a white cell room. And also she loves making bracelets for her friends. So if you get a bracelet from her, good job, you're her friend. The next Pokemon we'll be talking about, I'm getting him out of the way because he's probably my least favorite of Demoman's team, but I'm going to be talking about his Electrode. This is a little more self-explanatory since these guys blow up a lot, but he's a wizard when it comes to comedy. So he's a very big comedian. He loves being the center of attention. He loves drama. He's very good at planning in the future, actually. It might not look like it, but he is. But even with how good he is at comedy, he doesn't read environments that well. So an example is that he makes a really dark joke and it was a really bad timing, he would be kind of guilty of that. And he also can come off as annoying because since he wants to be the center of attention, he only wants the positive, it could come off as one of those really annoying kids in school. You know those type of kids. The next Pokemon we will be talking about is actually one of my personal favorite Pokemon in this AU, and it is Demoman's Aegislash. So he's a very big fan of Dungeons and Dragons, but to the point his mindset is kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons game, and he's very emotional. He kind of sounds like he has the same accent from the people that are in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. He's very clueless to his surroundings, but even then, he's a very good guy. He's very honorable. And he's very honest, and though he really cares about people, and he could come off as a little annoying, but for the most part he comes off as just someone who wants to make everyone his friend, unless they're baddie bad in D&D. I don't know enough about D&D. I have to ask one of my friends. Before we end on Aegislash, I think his D&D thing would be a lawful good knight, so that's a fun fact. So the next Pokemon we'll be talking about is Demoman's Scizor. I don't remember why I gave him a Scizor, but I'm rolling with it because I really like Scizor. So Demoman's Scizor is very mellow, grounded, probably the only one that really is the most sane of the group. He has a very natural knack for getting along with people, but except for even Demoman's wheezing, which we will get into later. But even then, I think the biggest flaw Scizor has is that he has a savior complex, and seeing how majority of the people in Demoman's Pokemon team, seeing how dysfunctional it is, I feel he would want to try to help as much as he can, but some parts he just is unable to change, which we might get into later. So yeah, that's kind of depressing. But instead of ending it on a depressing note, let's end it on a positive note. He really likes romance novels, like even the really crappy ones. He loves them. He eats them up. He cries on kissing scenes in movies. He loves romance. It's his favorite genre of fiction. Next Pokemon we will be talking about is Demoman's Typhlosion. So he's a very short-tempered guy, but he's very passionate. And he's kind of a softie, but just his short temper scares off a lot of people. So he's very insecure about that. But in reality, he's a very soft guy. He loves getting little plushies of Cyndaquils, and he likes treating them like children. He really likes black tea, so like whenever Demoman's drinking his Scrumpy, he'll join him, but instead of drinking alcohol, he'll be drinking tea with him. And the main reason he's very insecure about his short temper is because he tends to like break things when he has a temper tantrum, which, yikes. The people he gets along with best are Demoman and Scizor, and the people he gets along with the least is Demoman's Wheezing, which we'll be talking about right after this fun fact. Fun fact, Typhlosion, really, his favorite black tea is Earl Grey, because that's my favorite black tea. My favorite's jasmine, though. And last but not least, we are going to be talking about the final Pokemon, Demoman's Wheezing. Now, I've actually made a tiny speed paint on my YouTube channel and posted it. It has like 800 views, which I was so happy with, but in reality, Demoman's Wheezing is probably the most depressing character that I've made. Mainly because he has a very bad addiction to smoking, which and he's also just kind of a mean guy, just like in general. He's not very nice to people. He's very blunt. He's more of a tough love kind of guy, but he's just a depressing character for me to talk about, but he's also one of the most interesting to think about, because I'm not sure. I don't even know what his backstory is, so if you have any theories, you can just comment them below. But yeah, I guess the fun fact is that he doesn't really get along with anyone, and actually the whole team, not just Demoman's team, everyone. So I just think that's funny. I just imagine him insulting my OC nurse, and then everyone's what the frick, and then nurse just runs off crying, and then Demo's get out of my house. So yeah, if you stuck around to the end, thank you for sticking around. This was really fun for me to make, and I plan on doing this with all of the mercenaries and then my Team Fortress 2 OCs and maybe the NPCs of Team Fortress 2. So yeah, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you next video. Bye!